Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Dominion 6. My name's Mew. This time around, I'm playing a multiplayer game set in the early age, and I'm playing as Mewbad Plus. In the beginning there was Chaos. Now the wheel has turned once again. And a special bonus message from the glorious Panther creator. Yeah, as you can probably tell, this is not a... it's not a normal game. Not a normal game at all. I will be spectating in this game. Not actually playing. I am confined to this tiny province here with my... what is this again? My castle of bronze and crystal. With no lab. And the records of mankind. And a scout in every province, which, you know, allows me to really see everything that's going on. Yeah, we're just going to be spectating. Now, I'm pretty sure by the time this video goes up, Lucid Tactics will have a tournament in full swing, which I believe will be a similar sort of thing where he's spectating a bunch of people in tournament games. This is a bit different from that. This is not a tournament, nothing like that. This is actually the exact opposite of that. This is something called a Mewbad game. Now, what is a Mewbad game, you may say? Well, on the Discord that I play on, sometimes people will host Mewbad games, which are games specifically for players who are either new or have never won a game of Dominion 6 before. So basically, if you're new or if you're bad, you can join a Mewbad game. In this case, it's a Mewbad game because I'm also in it watching everybody. So I just want to get that out of the way first so that you all know. Some of these players, it might be their first multiplayer game of Dominions ever, so bear that in mind. You know, be on your best behavior if you're leaving comments. These people have quite graciously agreed to have their gameplay captured and uploaded to the internet, despite it being their first game of Dominions ever. So, you know, they might be a bit nervous about that. My intention with this series was... I just realized how interesting this start location is for me, isn't it? My intention for this series was... it might be part of a series of videos I do, you know, helping new people get into Dominions and feel a bit less, I don't know, a bit less worried about it. I know a lot of people really struggle to play multiplayer Dominions because they get scared or anxious, like they're going to ruin games or something by joining, or like they're not good enough to play. So, you know, I'm just going to watch a Mewbad game entirely. And I'll make comments on what I see. Maybe I'll see some early mistakes people make quite often, you know. Maybe I'll be able to comment on the strategies that new players are employing. You know, I'll be giving feedback, giving tips. Or maybe I'll learn a thing or two along the way. I don't know. Either way, I'm hoping this series... maybe helps demystify joining multiplayer Dominions games a bit. I don't know. I might also put up some videos before this. I better not say this actually in case I don't do it, but I might put some other videos up before this that are just about, like, you know, what to know before joining a Dominions game, you know, give you confidence and that kind of thing. Anyway, there's the preamble. So this is a Mewbad game. We're watching, but still, it's the usual format. Turn 1, we would be looking around the map, declaring profits. We don't have a profit to declare. We can look around the map though. So, let's go through our players and see what we can see. Now, despite the fact that we have scouts in every province, interestingly you can't see scouting reports until turn 2. So, we can't see the independents yet. We can't even see people's starting armies yet, which I was quite surprised by. Yeah, scout reports are not generated until turn 2. Interesting. So for the time being, we can't look at independence. We can look at terrain, though, and also just see which nations are in this game and who they're next to. I will also mention that this map was also made by me. It's got an overlayer and a cave layer. And it's my first time making a map, so I really went out of my way to try and get a map made by the in-game map generator that's still... you know, not awful to play on. So everybody's start should be pretty decent, actually. And in general, I've tried to position things in such a way that people are you know, they've got plenty of space to expand to, but everyone is also quite close to somebody else's cap. So Yomi's very close to Ubar here, as you can see, but they also have tons of space in this direction, right? So everyone has a start that's kind of like that. So like Fomoria here is actually not that close to anybody at the moment. Oh no, Sauro. They're also like, yeah, very close to Sauro. But again, there's plenty of space though anyway. So everyone should have plenty of space to expand. But also, you know, very close. Calum and Malverni are another pair here. Quite close to at least one player. So nobody should get trapped too early, I don't think. And I'm hoping people have, you know, reasonable avenues to expand. I've also made sure that everybody's cap circle has at least 4 provinces to start with. Yomi here has 6, although one of them is water separated. Last note I will make about the map, because this is my map that I made, and it's the first map I've ever made. I did mess up one connection, which is here. So, unfortunately, there is one province that is a wormhole. And, you know, obviously these 2 provinces should not be connected. But I let the lobby know that I'd messed this up, and if they wanted to restart. And they said no, they're quite happy to have one weird wormhole province. So, just so you're aware, Jome does connect to the best province in the game. And vice versa. That's obviously a mistake, but you know, it's my first time making a map. I must have accidentally clicked it before saving, which what can you do? Anyway, first player in the game is Yomi. Yeah, pretty good start. I mean, they're all going to be pretty good is the thing. But I can see, let's see, they've got 1 wasteland in the cap. That's quite nice for, you know, want to do wasteland spells. They do have fire mages, right? They also have a classic province here. This is a great province for them, right? It's a mountain province, which I'm pretty sure Yomi likes, with a great silver mine. So even though it's only 3k pop, nice gold income, pretty good. They do have the farmlands in their cap circle, but it's over a river. So won't be able to go straight there, but that's also nice. We'll also pull them directly towards Ubar, which is quite funny. They can also, I mean, they have a bunch of auto-reveal sites in their cap circle too, which is quite good for them. Although I'm not sure if they can use glamour gems immediately. Quite a bit of throne access as well, but again, everyone, you know, thrones and caps should be quite well distributed. Their immediate neighbor is going to be Ubar. Ubar is in the game. This game did ban underwater and pop kill nations, but our community leaves Ubar in, so... yep, they'll have to deal with that. Maybe they can get Calum to help them rush them, who knows. But there we go. First player in the game is Yomi. Closest throne is the Crystal Throne as well. Let's see if they walk in away from the farmland. Next nation is Berytos. Berytos has a lot of provinces in their cap circle, but 2 of them are wastelands separated by a river. So maybe not immediately interesting to them. Besides that, they have, well, they've got 2 wastelands, a swamp, a forest, 2 mountain plains, and a plain, so, you know, lots of space for them to work with. They are very close to Jome, so they're very close to the wormhole. Maybe the nice starting location is paid for by having bizarre angles right next to them. I don't know. I can also see, oh, lots of resources in their cap too. That's going to be nice. How are the resources actually? So we've got 60, 74, 37, and then 130. Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice, isn't it? And a 130 income swamp. Pretty good province, I think. Who's your immediate neighbor? Yeah, they might actually have quite an isolated start relative to some other people. Oh, I guess they are quite close to Ubar, technically. Oh, yeah. So they're also quite close to Ubar, actually. Ubar might be quite pinched, all things considered. But they would probably prioritize the wasteland, wouldn't they? And then they get the bridge to here, so they might be okay. But yeah, I mean, people don't like Ubar, right? So maybe it's fair enough if they're a bit pinched. But there's Berytos anyway. And next up we have Rus, over in this lovely part of the map. This was originally just a bunch of water connections, but I turned them into land connections to make this place a bit easier to access. They do have a cave in their cap circle too, which is pretty cool. Besides that, we've got some nice high pop plains, decent pop forest, another plains. Oh, that's a bad plains though, and a pretty good out of the mountains too. And yeah, they go directly to Throne of Life in the Terrifying Passages. Gets them down into the cave layer. Pretty interesting spot. And go straight across Jaburnia to the Land of Feelings too. They're, you know, go island right here as well. Pretty nice throne access, huh? They are very close to the Swamps of Activity and Exertion though, so... And the Woods of Killing and Dying. All downsides if you ask me. Next player in the game, Ubar. So we've talked a bit about them already. We'll see how they... I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they just crush their neighbors. I mean, Berytos is very weak in the early game, and Ubar is very strong in the early game, so not great. But if they can rope in some other people to help them, maybe they'll be okay. And, you know, maybe the Ubar player, maybe it's their first game. That's, you know, also need to keep that in mind. You can see some sites over here as well. White Man Hill and a Windspire. Not bad. Besides that, they do have a wasteland here. That's nice for them, I think. I think they like wastelands. I could be wrong. They've got one in their cap circle, so probably. Besides that, swamp, forest, and oh yeah, nice farmland, and then Wicks are pretty nice plains too. Yeah, good access to the Forbidden Land parcel here. Throne of Gaia and a single huge tree. Another Second Age, pretty good spot. And yeah, near Kalem, Berytos, and Yomi though, so... And Marverni, I guess. Yeah, Ubar's got the work cut out for them, maybe. But something tells me they'll be okay. Next up, Pyrene. We're going underground now. So I wasn't sure what to do with the cave layer, because I've never played a cave nation still. But I just gave these guys, I think like 14 provinces each or something, which is quite big, but that's the standard on the overworld as well. So it's a slightly larger map than I'd usually run, or in games I'd usually join. But yeah, I just want to give the guys a bit of a chance to expand and stuff, you know? 3 routes they can go immediately on turn, well, 2. Cavern of Ancient Mushrooms, it's a nice site. Besides that, what can we see? Ooh. Well, they do have 2 decent income province. This is because of a gold mine, though. So that's 118, and that's 1110. Lost World is 28 income. Besides that, they'll have to get over the river, which there is a bridge right here, but yeah. Oh, and both of the provinces on the other side of the river are high pop, so that's where their high pop provinces are. But something tells me they'll be okay. I mean, some of these provinces are really high pop and some are really low pop, which is quite interesting. Oh, there's a nice cluster of high income provinces here, though. It does put them right on adjacent to the surface. Is that good or bad? I don't know. But yeah, there's plenty of routes between the cave layer and the surface layer on this map. Yeah, they have this in their cap circle as well, which does also lead here. This is a cool spot, actually. I like this. This is... because there is space, but there's also a lot of closeness, which is kind of cool. There's Pyrene anyway. Next player is Abyssia, their, you know, neighbor. It will be interesting to see if the cave players just immediately war each other, or if they, well, don't do that. Because between them they could get some pretty good surface access with all the caves. We'll see. They are both cut off from this central area by a river, and they both have to move 1 square before they get the bridge. So, if they want to just go straight down, they can get some land here, same for Pyrene. There's also a throne here and a throne here. And then if they go across the river, there's the middle section. That's how I envisioned the cave layer. So first person across the bridge, securing this area, I think has an advantage, but who knows. There's plenty of routes up to the surface though, so they should be okay. Abyssia certainly has fewer routes to the surface. 2, in fact. But even so, they're very safe caves that they have access to. So I think they'll be okay. I don't think they'll have trouble expanding anyway, will they? What are their provinces looking like? So 90 income Crystal Cave and River with 134 resources. It seems pretty good. Red Mine's also pretty good. Cave Forest and River Ulm, huge province. Goddamn. Besides that, Badfish not very good. Underdark is okay. Yep. Decent start for both of them. Next player is Marverni. So Marverni has a lot of space to work with on this part of the river. Although, again, yeah, so they're quite close to Maconi. And probably Fomoria as well. Like, yeah, technically Ubar, as we said. And what is this cave lead? I guess technically Pyrene as well. But yeah, should still have plenty of space to work with. Marverni also not the strongest very early on. So I think they'll have a nice time. What's this site? An arena? So we have a big highlands. That's a nice province. These are both mountain passes, so they'll freeze up if Marverni has cold scales, which is actually, they do have cold scales, it looks like. You can see snow on the ground and a cold scale in their cap. So not great movement-wise for them, this, but besides that, we've got pretty mediocre plains. We have surprisingly good wasteland, 6,000 people living there. 93 swamp, 127 farmland. They would really like to get these provinces for the resources, I think. This one is 142 resources, goddamn. Although Marverni I don't think needs many resources, do they? The guys are all bare-chested. Next player is Muspelheim. Another early game powerhouse. Very close to Maconi. It seems to be their immediate neighbour. Ooh, otherwise they might have quite an uncontested 1, 2... Okay, quite close to Roos as well. Maybe Sauro? Oh yeah, they're quite close to Sauro as well. Okay, so it's deceptively far away looking, aren't they? Compared to like the guys right next to me look like they're really close, but they're actually just the same. This is 1, 2, and then this is 1, 2, so it's actually the same distance, it just looks weird. But yeah, so that's going to be their immediate neighbours. Starting routes, also quite nice. Oh, this is underwater, not a little island. Should I have made that land? I don't know, I think it's fine as a water province. They have a pretty bad wasteland, but wastelands are always nice, especially if you've got fire magic, right? Am I thinking of that correctly? I can't remember if that was a JBBM thing or not. Do you need earth now? Is it actually for hidden in sand? Maybe. Either way, they've got a wasteland there if they can do wasteland spells. They've got pretty decent plains, quite good plains. I mean, these are all like just reasonably good provinces. 83 swamp. Okay, they don't have any huge provinces in their cap circle, but all of their provinces are quite good. So, not a lot of resources actually now that I look at it. I guess this is 93 and there's 2 forests. That's probably pretty decent actually. Maybe not like as good a start as they would have liked, but they are Muspelheim, so they shouldn't have too many problems, right? Next player, Maconi. Yeah, we've looked a little bit at their starting already. The nearest neighbour is definitely Muspelheim. They're kind of close to the cave guys as well. And Berytos up here. Down here lots of space to work with though, unless they bump into Marverni early. We'll have to see. They have swamp, 65 income, and a highlands for their resources, plus a forest. There's their resources. And 2, decent 100k, 100 income provinces. Not too bad, nothing amazing. We'll have to see what the Indies look like next turn, of course. Sauromatia next. Has started next to the worst province in the game, so that's a blow to them. But this province is... it's the worst province in the game. They've also got trackless woods, decent, forest, decent plains, also has a haunted village, not bad. And Amol, big plains, okay, nice income in their cap at least. So they've got that going for them. If they take the Sodden Merc as well, ooh, is that... So that's a really nice province, isn't it? 65 resources from the mountains, 150 income, and the silver mine. Do you have heat scales? Of course. So they should be able to get that no problem as well. Who are their immediate neighbours? Oh, Fomoria for sure. 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2. And yeah, a little bit of Muspelheim as well. And yeah, the worst province in the game leads to the Mines of Despair, of course. So kind of close to Abyssia as well. Maybe not. We'll see. But that is Sauromatia start. And Fomoria. Looked at those a bit already, haven't we? So near to Sauro, near to Yomi. Kind of near, yeah, near to Marvoni as well. Got access to the caves too. And their start looks nice. 6 provinces, 1 is river disconnected, but let's see. Swamp, not amazing. And a forest, also not amazing. This forest, a bit better income-wise. Skyreach, nice resource province to bump them up a bit. And then 200 income plains. Pretty good. Quite close to a bunch of wastelands too. Ooh, they do start next to the weird hill to die on. Hoping that we get a nice battle on that province. Another cave here as well. Leads to collectible rocks. Interesting. But is that everybody? Calum as well. You've looked at those a lot. They are one of Ubar's neighbours, yep. Kind of close to Maconi as well, and Marvoni. But again, they have plenty of things they could take. They are next to the big strip of mountains. These are interesting provinces because they are going to be awkward to move on, but Calum won't mind that as much, right? Because they fly. They do have cold scales though, which will block the mountain passes, won't they? So, of all the nations, probably one of the worst ones to start here. Although, the actual strip will be easier for them to move through because they should have mountain survival and fly, right? So, I don't know, is this good for them or not? That's tough to say. But these provinces are actually not as bad as they look because in order to pay for the terrain around here being pretty bad, there is a core throne here, and there's another one of these provinces. I can't remember which one is it's like a special many sites province as well. So it might have quite a lot of magic sites. So this area isn't quite as bad as it looks, and it might be, you know, strategically quite interesting. We'll see. And after Calum, it's back to Yomi. So there's the 12 players in the game. As I said, this is a new bad game, so you know, it's tough to say how things are gonna pan out. We'll find out pretty soon, I guess, but for now, since I'm looking at 12 players, I think this video might already be quite long, so I might leave this here. This might just be turn 1 and that's it. But I suppose this series doesn't really need an intro video, right? So maybe, yeah, this is your turn 1 and intro, or it just is the intro, or I don't know, you know what I mean. That's what this video is probably going to be. So I'll just leave things there. And as I said, you know, try to be nice to the people in this game because, yeah, some of them might be their first game in Dominions. They might be a bit nervous, especially about, you know, me recording it. So cut them some slack. And if you can, you know, if you see people doing things that are a bit weird or a bit wrong, or maybe just leave some advice and stuff. Because then, you know, if other new players are watching this series, they might see common mistakes, common errors, and they can, you know, see stuff in the comments, or, you know, or maybe nothing. Maybe I'm thinking too big. Maybe this is just, you know, just another series, really, and the usual people watch it. I don't know. But either way, it's out there now. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe and a comment and all that stuff. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.